creating another room. We added in a few more objects to make it much more difficult to win, and we also have then the beginning room. So essentially, when we collect all of our triangles, it then moves on to the level 2. When we collect all of these triangles, we need then some way to end the game. Now, what we did have it doing was showing us the high scores once they've all gone, but ideally I want a message to come up. So the first thing I'm going to do, because I didn't do it earlier, was I'm going to change the background of this second level. So I want background, I'm going to change the colour, and I'm going to go with dark green. We'll go with, there we are, great. Okay, so I'm going to tick on that. Now then, what I'm going to do with this, I'm going to create an object, and this object is just going to be called obj end. I thought finish we'll call it. And I'm not going to assign a sprite to it because I don't need a sprite to it at the moment. So I'm going to click on the create, and we're going to have a create event, and this time I'm going to select I want a message box to appear. So I'm going to click on my message box here, and I'm going to say well done, you have won, and we're going to click OK on that. Great. So what we then need to do is we need to, I'm going to set, I tell you what, we'll add another score. So I'm going to say 20 relative, click OK. So the reason I've done that, in fact no, I don't need that, I can only do 10 because I want the score to be out of 100. The reason I'm doing that is because I've got 5 triangles on room 0 and I've got 4 triangles on room 1, so obviously then that's going to display 100, which is kind of what I want. Okay, so the next thing we need to do then is display the high score again, which is great, and then the last thing we're going to do is you're going to restart the game, okay, which is there. So all that is good, and I'm going to click on OK with that, and we're going to add in another room, so create room. Now if you wanted to, in like an editor or some description, you could make a nice little image here. I'm not going to do that at the moment. You can see my objects here. If I go to object finish, there's nothing there, but if I just put it somewhere, you can see it's come up with this sort of question mark and a blue blob. That basically means the object is there but it's not visible. Okay, I'm going to change the background, so we're going to have a nice little, I'll go for a bright blue background. There you are. Oh, very bright. Great. So if I click the tick here, now we do have to change one or two things, right? So if I look at object enemy here and look at my collision, no, sorry, wrong one, object collects, and look at here, I'm telling it if the number of triangles left is 0, then go to the next room. Right? Actually, no, I'm not. I'm saying, look, go to room 1. So we need to change this, delete that. And what we need to do is tell it to go to the next room, because it keeps on going to the next. So that one there. So essentially, transition, yeah, go on, we'll do a push. So the reason I've had to change that is because my previous one, after it's done room 0, it goes to room 1, there's no way of getting on to room 2. So this now should hopefully set it. So if I click OK, press play. Let's see what happens. Okay. So I'm grabbing that, grabbing that, doing well this one, too slow for that, good, right, one more, good, okay, here we go, right, so now you've got to try and get these lot, oh. Good, one more. Lovely, well done, you've won. So hopefully this now will restart. You can see my scores there, 90, click OK, great, now the score's gone to 100 because we've added that in. Dave 4, press enter, or escape, bam, and it's restarted then all over again. So that is a really quick introduction on how to create a basic game with a little bit of collision detection in there. We've got a score counter, we've got multiple rooms, and we have effectively made a good objective here. Now the next thing that we are going to look at in the next set of tutorials is going to enhance the game. We're going to look at changing the variables here, so change the sprites to make them a little bit more friendly on the eye, and potentially we're going to add in one or two more things here like sound and maybe a background and so forth.